Check, 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 check. How am I sounding? All right. Hello, my lovely friends. How are you today? I wasn't actually planning on making a video today, sadly, but here I am. We had a visitor over today, a good friend of ours. Our bestie was over today. Okay, so we were talking. This bestie of ours, shout out to Krista Beeler and company. We were just talking. So Krista and her husband Shane, we lived like a stone's throw. We lived like a stone's throw. There you go. From them in Toronto. Okay, we've basically been arm in arm for a minute now. Okay, probably coming up on a decade at least. Our families. They moved to St. John, and a few months later, we moved to St. John. For those of you guys who have been watching this channel for a while now, you know the story. Okay. For those of you guys who don't know, hold on. Before I hop in to bring you guys up to speed, let me just finish what I was saying. So Krista and her kiddos were over, and we're just talking about, what it's like living here, what it's been like. And, I've been wanting to make this video, been wanting to give you guys an update for a little while now. So that's why inspiration has struck. Okay. So for those of you who are clicking on this video, you're like, who's this guy? What does he have to say about, this city, St. John? Whether you live here, you're a St. Johner, or you're thinking about moving here. Okay. And I know there's a ton of you guys thinking about moving here. I've been in, constant communication since the inception of this channel with people, in the DMs. Hey, how's this? How's that? I do my best to answer you guys and give you guys the truth. Okay. And that's what I'm going to give you in this video today. Right? Okay. So again, before I jump in, let's just say, I don't have any ties to St. John. I moved here not having stepped foot in this city, let alone this province, before the day that I stepped into this house, the one that I'm filming from or in for the first time. Okay? If you want to know that story, I'll put the link in the description. 5-month update is when I did that video. Okay, watch that below. Okay, you'll see, what was it? You'll actually witness my first steps in this house. Okay, I'm not married to the city. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I don't have any real bias. Okay, so, and that's important. You want to know what it's like living in the city. You want to hear from someone who is their identity is not entangled in making the city look awesome or making the place that you live in look awesome. Okay, just prefacing that because that's extremely important to know and understand. Now, having said that, too long didn't watch. Okay, this video might be, I don't know how it's gonna go. We're just gonna talk. Okay, if you don't want to watch the whole video, should you move to St. John in 2024? And my answer is, it depends. It depends. Do I like St. John? Yes, I like St. John. I really love St. John, actually. It's a great spot. It's been very kind to me and my family. It's welcomed us with a warm hug, a warm embrace, okay? Over the 3.5 years has it been since we moved here. St. John's been great, okay? I'll say that. It's been great. A lot of awesome people. But should you move here? Okay, and why do I say that it depends? It depends because we're all different. We all have different desires, different needs. We all have different bank accounts. We all have different backgrounds. We all have a different idea on what a good life is, right? So keep that in mind. What I'm saying might resonate with you. I might be speaking right to you, or you might be a person who's like, I'm nothing like this person. I'm listening to them, but like, maybe it's not for me, or maybe it is. Like, you'll decide. But I just want you guys to know, look at this. This is my view. Okay, this is my view, and that's that. You might not agree with it, and that's fine. how did I come to my opinion on the city? Okay, so who am I? Okay, I'm a person who moved to St. John, and I'm just gonna say, like, I was my wife and our kids. You know, we made the decision to move out here. But for the rest of the video, I'm just gonna say I. Okay, I'm referring to myself here. What made St. John enticing for me was an opportunity to have a home, to have a house, to own a house. Okay, I mean, shouldn't be like everyone's primary goal to own a house, but for me and my philosophy on finance and all that stuff, I think owning a house is a good thing. Okay, it's an asset that's pretty much guaranteed to grow. Okay, it's pretty much guaranteed, and you need somewhere to live. So like for me, it makes sense. Understand that. Am I a rich person? Again, like that's such a hard thing to answer because being rich is different for everyone. Someone's idea of rich is another person's idea of poor. It's so relative. Okay, yeah, someone if they're rich. Do I think of myself as rich? Yeah, I do actually. I don't have tons of money, but I think I'm rich. I have a healthy family. I have a home. I have a shelter. I have this sick camera that I'm filming on. It's my baby. It literally feeds us, this camera. Okay, I have a place to work. I have a place to work. I do work that I love. I'm not being chased by the pressure of paying a mortgage. It's just, quite frankly, too much. Computer just went off. Okay, so am I rich? Yeah, that's how I value being rich or wealthy, whatever you want to call it. You know, car breaks down, had to put some money into the 2011 Volkswagen Jetta, okay? That has rust on it. Had to put some money. Didn't even think twice about it. I just, you know what? We need to get that fixed. A few $100, let's move on with life. That's rich. To me, that's rich. To make do some maintenance on your car and it not be stressing you. Okay, it was a few $100, not anything crazy. But what I just said, I said it so matter-of-factly, right? A few $100 out of the blue to somebody else, that's a backbreaker, right? That's the reality of the world today in Canada. The world, but especially in Canada, right? So the finance stuff, guys, everyone is so different, right? I think New Brunswick's affordable. To us, that it was an affordable place to buy a house. It was like, we can go out there and get a house and not feel financially burdened. That made a lot of sense to us. That means that we can, be more patient, be more picky on what we pursue for work. We could work less hours, okay? We could maybe be in a situation, we don't do this, but we could. Maybe I work part-time, maybe Jess works part-time, and just, part-time between two people pays your bills. And you can go to the grocery store and buy what you need and whatever. All right, fill your car up with gas. Like, St. John, New Brunswick, did that for us. It created that type of lifestyle for us. Okay, so a little bit more about my background. Like, I'm a former professional hockey player, okay? I worked my way up the ranks in North America, went to Europe. I did that all through my 20s into my 30s. I never made millions of dollars playing hockey. I made okay money. Like, I made average person money, I think. My peers, other players, different leagues, they made out much better than like hundreds of thousands of dollars better than me. I made probably pretty average person money, but with the just sort of the lifestyle and the perks that came with like playing in Europe, like you're making euros, that converts nicely. You're overseas for like 8-9 months. You're not paying for rent or mortgage, all that kind of stuff. They give you a car there, like all these things, these expenses I wasn't paying. So like your salary all of a sudden like inflates itself through indirect means. Okay. Still, having said that, not like super millionaire rich person. Okay. So don't get the wrong idea here. Yeah, we live pretty modest. I mentioned already that the 2011 Volkswagen Jetta, okay, that car's paid off. It's nothing fancy, guys. It's nothing fancy. It gets us from A to B. Right now, we actually have a 2010 van, a Grand Caravan, okay? It's actually my parents. They're just like letting us use it because, since Axel came along back in stroller land. So that was very kind of them to pretty much lend us this 2010 van covered in rust. It runs great actually. So, our house is, we're happy to be in this house. As I mentioned before, it's the right situation for this time. Is it our forever home? No, it's not. We're good. Okay, we're good here. We're grateful. Okay, we are grateful for this place. But this is a very modest house in a very modest neighborhood in East St. John. So I'm just trying to paint the picture that we're pretty average people here. Okay, but having said that, we live pretty simply. Like what I spend money on, I spend a few bucks on my camera gear and stuff. This is my work, This is my work. This is how I feed the family, right? So yeah, I take pride in my tools. My tools are not the best, but yeah, they're above the, kind of consumer grade stuff. Okay, that's where I spend my money. I buy courses, I do, just, I like to learn. I don't know. I never have a problem investing in myself. Jess and I will spend on different little things we take, good food, we'll get whatever we want at the grocery store. Don't really let the ridiculous prices hold us back. Like food, your nutrition, it's all part of your health. It's all connected to how you go through life, your well-being. Your health is just not physical health, right? It's mental health. There's spiritual health. There's all these things, right? Food is one part of it. We don't take shortcuts there. We buy what we need. Clothing, okay? I have very few clothes, I would say, to the average person, but the clothes that I wear, the handful of stuff that I wear on the daily basis, it's good quality, right? I don't buy crap from H&M like I used to back in the day. Now I have no problem spending, I don't know. It's like whatever. Yeah, quality clothing. Okay. I'm of the philosophy like buy less but spend more to get high quality so that it lasts longer, so you don't have to keep spending. Okay. I know it's a lot of detail, but I'm just trying to paint a picture for you of like who we really are, because if you understand like where I'm coming from, my worldview, my philosophy on life and living, then you'll understand the allure of New Brunswick, whether you should move here or not, whether it like works for you, these kinds of things. Okay, so I hope you're starting to make sense of or get a better picture of who I am and what I'm trying to say.
Dad, dinner's ready.
Okay, thanks. I'm just filming a video. I'll probably be a few minutes. Okay, so before we dive into the video, to the meat of the video, this video is sponsored by yours truly. I'm sponsoring my own video. Yes, I can do that. I'm sponsoring my own video. Why haven't I been posting videos on this channel in quite some time, here and there? The reason is been busy. Been very busy. Let me rephrase that. I'm not saying that anymore, that I've been busy, because I don't like that. If you're busy, that means you're not in control of your life and of your schedule. I'm in full control. My schedule has been full. Okay, unfortunately, and this is something I'm working on, this channel hasn't been at the top of the priority list. I wish it was, but it's not. Having to do the thing that pays the bills. And that, my friends, is my digital media company that I founded alongside my brother a few months ago in the fall. Okay, started out with a few website projects. We build websites, we do videography, we do SEO, we make content for you and your business, your social media channels. We teach you how to make better content. Okay, we do all these things in the digital media space, right? The last 6 months, we've been our schedules have been full, building websites for an array of clients. It's just been, what a journey, what a journey. So if you, my friend, are looking for a website, you're looking for content creation, you're looking for some coaching on how to make better content, some business strategy for your online business, what have you, please feel free to reach out. I would love to hop on a Zoom call and we'll talk it out. We are here to serve. Thank you very much for listening to that ad. All right, let's jump into the meat of the video. Should you move to St. John, New Brunswick? Is it worth it? Is it worth it to move to St. John, New Brunswick? Let me talk about my friend who I've met here. We've collaborated once or twice, at least once. Brandon Vincent. He's a realtor who also does YouTube in St. John, New Brunswick. Shout out to Brendan. I love the hustle, my friend. Keep going. Keep going. We were having a coffee the other day in Second Cup, and we were talking all about, just real estate, content creation, all this kind of stuff. But he had a piece of content that came out on his Instagram. And you know what? Let's just watch it so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go.
About homes being priced properly, let's look at the average home price for New Brunswick compared to the rest of the provinces in Canada. As of February 2024, the average house price in New Brunswick is $310,343. Now, that average house price is the third lowest in all of Canada, with only Newfoundland and Labrador the second most affordable, and Saskatchewan in the most affordable.
There you go. Okay, so as you heard, the average home price in New Brunswick was just over $300,000. Third place, that surprised me. Newfoundland was number 2 for most affordable, and then Saskatchewan. That's so funny because before we moved to New Brunswick, I looked across Canada for most affordable places to buy a house. Looked in Saskatchewan, and there's this one house I think about quite often. It was in the middle of nowhere, but it was just this awesome house. It was a vibe. It just it felt, maybe it was the one that got away, but maybe it wasn't. The grass isn't always greener. But yeah, Saskatchewan. Shout out to Saskatchewan for having the most affordable homes throughout Canada. But here we are, New Brunswick. It's still relatively affordable. When we moved here, I think in that St. John update video, the one I told you to watch, linked below, the average home price at that time, it's been a couple of years, was was it $220,000, something in there? And now it's, according to Brandon's statistics, it's almost 100,000 more. So that's very interesting. It's tough out there in Canada. It's tough out there. But I want to, let's put that into perspective and just let's show you what that means. Okay. So if you know me, you follow the channel, I grew up in Niagara Falls, Ontario. We go back to Niagara Falls, Ontario to visit our family every now and then. Okay. Jess's entire family, her lineage goes back 100,000 years in Niagara Falls. No, I'm just kidding. It's a few generations. Her family owns Niagara pretty much. Yeah, Niagara Falls is where I grew up. I still call it home because it's always going to be home. That's where I grew up. Would I love to be living in Niagara Falls? If money were no option, would I be living in St. John over Niagara Falls? No, I wouldn't. I would not be living here if the houses in Niagara Falls were the same price as they were here. That's it. It's because it's my home, okay? I'm attached. Understand the bias there. I want to show you the difference between the average home in Niagara versus the average home in St. John, and then maybe we can figure out if it makes sense for you to move to St. John. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so here we are, realtor.ca. Let's go. So what was the average price of homes in St. John in 2024? I think it was 300. I wish I wrote it down, but it was somewhere just north of 300,000, right? So this house, Sand Cove Road, okay, Sand Cove Road. Let's just take a look at what this house is packing. 1,200 square feet. Okay, we'll look at that later, the financing. Okay, so you guys can actually just go and look at this house, depending on when you're watching. If you watch when this video comes out, it'll probably still be there. But let's just let's just look at the images. It's getting cut off a bit, but that's okay. We can still see these photos. So it looks like a pretty big house. I'm not getting like super into this house, guys, in this video. That's not the point. I just want to give you like a sort of like a bird's eye view. Let's look at this house. Like, it looks all right, right? It's big, it's clean. Yeah, it's a nice house. I think the average Canadian person would say this is a nice house and they would live here. I'm just going to show you all the photos. Finished basement. Okay, it's pretty big. Like, there's a lot of room in this house. It's 4 bedrooms. All right. Yeah. Little gym, whatever. Unfinished area. Look at that driveway. Okay, that would suck to shovel. Yeah, garage. Little jacuzzi. Look at that yard. Guys, look at that yard. All right? Yeah. There you go. And then look, this is the house, down the driveway, right? That's a cemetery here. Now, actually, if you go down this road here, that direction, would that be Irving Nature Park? Yeah. Okay, I think so. But that's the Bay of Fundy. You know, guys, that's the Bay of Fundy. So you can do your little nature walks down here. This is really close to Irving Nature Park. So, and that's a great spot. I mean, that's great, guys. That is great. I will just say one thing very quickly. It looks very sunny, right? It looks awesome. Very sunny. Yeah, woo. Living here? No. It's going to be gray. It's going to be misty and foggy as hell. Okay? Maybe I'll talk about that later. But let's go over here to this one. This is an average price in Niagara. The average price in Niagara Falls, Ontario, okay, is just north of 700,000. Okay, so both houses just north of the average. And this house is so Niagara Falls. If you've been to Niagara Falls, you grew up here, like, this is just like what every one of you have a friend who lives in this house. Like, even my childhood house that I grew up is very similar to this. Super similar. Yeah. So this house is not furnished, so it's going to look a little bit different, but like same type of vibe, you know? Isn't this the worst? Like, you open a door and then you're in a freaking living room. There's no walkway. Where do you hang your jackets? Where do you put your sloppy Canadian, salty, snowy boots? The architects that design these, just no idea. But, yeah, I mean, the house is nice. Again, the average Canadian person is going to say, yeah, that's a nice house. I would live there. I mean, you're not going to be on Architects Digest or whatever that show is, but like, I mean, I would live here with my family. No complaints, right? It's not amazing, but it's okay. Look at the difference in the yard. Like, this is what you're getting. The house is almost double the price, right? It's almost double the price. And like, look at the yard, and the house is, you know, very similar, but it's double the price, guys. Not exactly. We're generalizing here. It's very, very close. Look at that. Okay, and that's a good area of Niagara Falls. It's a developing area, for those who don't know. Let's just go back, and I want to show you guys something important here. So I took the mortgage rates. So this is like an average mortgage rate. Maybe it's not exact, but like, mortgage broker is going to be freaking out right now, but like, it's pretty close. I took this from, where did I take it from? Mortgage rates. So from National Bank, okay? And this is as of today. Okay, so 5.59, right? Let's go back over. This is the Niagara Falls house. I plugged it in, 25 years. Okay, so you have a mortgage payment of basically $4,300. And let's do the same thing over here on the St. John house, which is not the same house, but it's similar, right, guys? It's kind of same, but different. I'm sure you could probably find a closer comparison, but I did this like very, very quickly. Okay, the calculators, I did the same thing. 25 years, 5.59, and $2,250. Okay, so that's pretty close. What I actually did the math, just over $2,000 difference. Okay. Let's close this. Okay, so that's 2000 and what was it, $2011 difference, whatever, just north of $2,000 difference in those two houses that are same but different, very close, right? What would you do with an extra $2,000 per month? How many hours do you have to work to get $2,000? And that's different for everybody, right? It's either a lot of work for a lot of people these days. Like, that's a lot of hours that you would be giving away each month. An extra $2,000 a month indefinitely. I don't know. A few months you could take your whole family on vacation, pretty much anywhere in the world for that. Think about that. For me, when I see that and I start to think, what can I do with an extra $2,000? Or, my mind starts sort of gravitating. Yeah, maybe New Brunswick makes a lot of sense. And I already went through this, but maybe you're going through it. You're in Ontario. Now, what do you have to give up? You have to give up family. A lot of times, say goodbye to your family. What's that going to be like? Can you do that? Can you do that for a better life for yourself? Better mental health? Better or greater general sense of well-being? What if you didn't have so many hours to work and you could take a course? You could develop skills that will earn you more money, or put more time into your hobby, which fills your cup, makes you happier. What would you do with that yard with your kids? Can you picture yourself just like going for a walk out in nature? Not having to battle traffic. There's traffic in Niagara Falls now. Traffic, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know, guys. When I think of things in those terms, I start to think about New Brunswick in a brighter light. Now, having said that, should you move to New Brunswick in 2024? Well, we know why it could be good. We've talked a lot about why it could be good, but what might turn you off? Now, I've noticed St. John is not, at least where my tracks, the places that I go most frequently, it's not very clean. It's not very clean at all. I went for a walk with Axel, my son. He was on the child backpack carrier thing. We walked uptown, walked across the causeway. It is like a junkyard walking across there. That's the truth. I drive by my parents' house, drive by this one bus stop, sort of near Loch Lomond. I still haven't figured out which is the correct pronunciation, but it's near a bus stop. Garbage, dude. Garbage everywhere. And it's not just a once in a while thing. This is everywhere, guys. There's just litter and garbage everywhere. There's holes in the road. You're driving your car like everywhere. The upkeep of the city is just, it's not there. I think it's lacking. I know the city is people say it's one of the poorest cities in Canada. So I see like why, these things that I'm mentioning are not at the level of which I think they should be for a Canadian city. I get that. But at the same time, like, we have big industry in the city. And I know there's people who, I'm speaking to Irving, I've noticed, and again, I have no bias. I didn't know who Irving was until I moved to St. John. I still don't even despise Irving like most people that I come across do. Okay, I read this book, Irving versus Irving, when I first got here. I got the whole history. And there's the half of me that's like, wow, that's really cool that they've done that. It reminds me a lot of Phil Knight from Nike, who just creates this giant corporation, from nothing. Casey Irving did that. So there's part of me that's like, I'm an entrepreneur. So when I see that, I'm like, that's actually so impressive, right? To scale at that magnitude. But then there's a part of me that's just like, what the fuck, man? The biggest oil refinery in Canada is like I can huck a baseball from my front yard and probably hit it. And what they pay in property tax, like they're robbing the city. They're just working the citizens of this city. They're pretty much slapping every person in the city in the face and saying, we don't care. That's the truth, guys. You know, that hurts. That hurts. And that's a big reason why the city is struggling. Yeah, what they pay in property tax compared to what the average Johnner pays. St. John has an extremely high property tax for what you get, for what you get. Up until like last year, we didn't even have curb pickup for recycling. Like that's new to the city. They're still trying to figure it out. We don't recycle glass. We don't recycle glass at this house. We throw glass right in the garbage. If you want to recycle glass, you have to, you bottle it up, you keep it, and you drive it somewhere. Listen, you should do that. You should do that. Don't do what we're doing. We're doing what we're doing because we got 2 young kids. We have a ton of stuff to do, and it's just not a priority for us. It's hard to live these days, guys. Life is tough. Recycling that glass, whatever, man. Whatever. Another thing, again, they say St. John is one of the poorest cities in not only New Brunswick, but like all of Canada, right? So when you have that sort of, you're in that economic position, things come along with it. Petty crime, right? Like, I'm on the east side of St. John. You can't leave your car open at night. Things are, that's a thing. But that's, even in Niagara Falls, where I grew up, the neighborhood is kind of like that. So that's not like exactly just St. John, but like you're thinking about moving here, that's a thing that's going to either come with you or you're going to be introduced. But that sort of thing is here in the area that I'm in anyway. Okay, I wanted to sort of have a sort of like this linear path of how I talked about it, but I don't want to sound like I'm bashing the city, and it's so hard to criticize a city without that, because if you love St. John, everything I say is going to seem like a personal attack to you, and that's happened. I've literally had people, during the QP video I did, attack me personally because I criticized, or like I didn't even criticize. It had nothing to do with me. I just showed something. Literally went out with my camera and was like, what the hell's going on? They haven't picked up our garbage in a month. Went out to figure out what's going on, and people are like attacking me, saying my work is like crap. They're not going to watch these videos, blah, blah, blah. So don't feel personally attacked. I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying my experience, okay? The garbage thing really bothers me. Like, City of St. John, hire someone. Send people to clean up the garbage. Honestly, if I'm the leader, is it that easy? I don't know. With the bureaucracy these politicians just live in, something so simple as sending or running a program like, hey guys, show up today at this location and we're going to pay you $15 an hour and we're going to go out in cohorts to certain areas of the city and we're going to clean up the garbage. I don't know. Does that sound so crazy? And yeah, this video is getting lengthy. Let's keep going. What have I noticed? I'm just looking at my list here. There's absolutely no traffic ever. There's some volume around 5 o'clock, which is normal. Everyone's going home from work and you're like, you think it's so strange. You're like, why can't I make this left turn onto a busy road immediately like I normally can? I have to wait for 10 seconds. So it's kind of funny how that happens. Your idea of traffic just totally transforms and flips itself on its head. It's just a different world, okay? Police radar. I haven't seen police radar in 3.5 years. Whereas in Ontario, Southern Ontario, you can't drive 10 feet without, a cop trying to catch you speeding. And it makes no sense because there it's so congested with traffic that you can't really speed anyway. for the most part. Whereas here, the roads are just like empty and wide open. And if you're a speed person, like you can really let loose. There's like no radar. But what's also funny, you don't really see people ripping around. It's so weird. Whereas in like you go in the QW outside of Toronto and people are like like speeding everywhere. It's so strange. I'm so if you made it to this point in the video, I'm so sorry. It's been very scattered, and that's my fault because as I mentioned, I didn't think I was going to be making a video today. I just turned on the camera and had to let this out. So here you are. I hope this helps. Like I hope this helps get your mind around moving here. I hope I didn't like scare you away. St. John, it's a good city, guys. If you have a young family like me, you'll be happy here, you know, especially for all those reasons I mentioned, the financial side. It's not perfect. You're not going to come here. It's not an oasis. You know, it's not a utopia. St. John, it has its bruises. It has its blemishes. It really does. So it really comes back to what you value, okay? What is your why? I hope, if anything, that you understood my why and why I'm here, at least for the time being. And if your why matches up, you'll make up pretty good here. If it doesn't, yeah, that's cool too, right? I hope this video just helped maybe shed some more light to give you some more clarity. Okay? I'm gonna stop the video here. There might be some backlash. I don't know. Backlash people. Anytime you criticize St. John, people get like super butthurt. Yeah. Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? What do you think about St. John? Is there any questions that you have? I'll make a follow-up video if I get enough questions. Okay? That's all. Shout out to our patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. And I hope you have a good day. All you guys watch till the end of the video. Thank you so much for the support. Hope this video helped you. I'm out of here. Okay? Dinner. Peace.